Virginia Tech. Another 4 versus 5, and these have been good in almost every weight class.
Yeah, you expect that out of the 4-5s. Those guys are right next to each other in the rankings. These 4-5 matches have not disappointed, and I'm excited for this one because both of these teams had different guys wrestling at 197 throughout the year. Nick Reenan and Isaac Trumbull split it for the Wolfpack. Andy Smith split it throughout the year with Stan Smeltzer. These two guys get the call in the postseason. We'll see what they can do.
All right, so tell me why Reenan was able to take care of Trumbull, because Trumbull is one of those guys that during the season I reached out to you because you know all about NC State, and I'm like, wow, I'm impressed with Trumbull, but here it is, Reenan.
Yeah, this is what it comes down to. There's no politics in wrestling. If you got two guys competing for a spot, you wrestle them off. Nick Reenan beat Isaac Trumbull for the spot. It's as simple as that.
There you go. That works for me. Andy Smith, 4-4, still looking for an ACC victory. He was 0 for 3 in ACC duels. He did wrestle in the Southeast Open, the Patriot Open, and the Appalachian Open at heavyweight last year. So how about that? He was obviously a light heavy, of course, right?
Yeah, you not usually see a guy move down in weight, but he was able to do so. And Nick Reenan's a guy that, like I said, he split that spot, but Pat Papalizio and his staff are very confident in him going to the postseason. There have been flashes during his career when he's proven to be one of the best in the country, and that's nationally, NCAA or post-collegiate guys.
Reenan, single leg. Smith has Reenan's head down, and there it is. Reenan with the first two.
And Reenan going to the legs. He's a Greco guy. He likes to go upper body, but if Nick Reenan has his leg shots working, that changes everything.
Reenan knows what it takes to make the NCAAs. He's a two-time NCAA qualifier in 2017 at 174, and then in 2019 as a redshirt sophomore at 184, earning the number 7 overall seed. So it's not like Nick Reenan just magically appeared. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah, his career's been derailed a little bit by injuries. He wrestled through a torn ACL back in that 2019 season, but the Wolfpack needed him. They mathematically would not have won the 2019 ACC title without his contributions.
2-0, Reenan on top. Less than a minute remaining in the first. Reenan, a redshirt senior from Dallas, Texas, Wyoming Seminary Prep. It's 2-1 now, of course, as you saw the point there for Smith. As you mentioned those injuries, because of those, Reenan forced to miss last year's ACC championship. This is his third appearance at the ACCs, but the first is 2019, and he's got just that 1-point lead over Smith. Smith. Reenan going to try to just hang on to his head here for the final 9 seconds. You know the coaches are telling him how much time. He's looking right for how much time, right?
Oh, yeah, he knows. He's got it in his head. He knew he just needed to tie his opponent up to prevent that finish. Good start for Nick Reenan, striking with a takedown early.
For Andy Smith, just a freshman, this is his first go-through. He's from Christiansburg, Virginia. As you see, Jared Trumbull rather, at 197, actually ranked, but not wrestling in the ACCs.
Pat Papalizio felt like he needed to give Nick Reenan a chance in a wrestle-off, and he won it. That makes the decision pretty easy.
That tells me, though, the story, though, of what Coach Pop is doing here at NC State. He is building depth, and he is building a team that can contend for championships every single year.
Yeah, Isaac Trumbull was a guy they expected to redshirt this year, but when the NCAA came out and said, hey, it's a free year of eligibility, they gave him a shot, and he came out there, and he's the only guy in the ACC this year to beat the #1 seed, Nino Bonacorsi. So they rode the hot hand for a while, but Nick Reenan asked for a wrestle-off. Pat Popolizio gave it to him, and he took advantage.
It's a pretty big story. See the riding time over the minute mark. We're tied at 2s. Andy Smith from Christiansburg, Virginia, majoring in geography. Wrestled for Virginia Elite for Coach Cliff Warden. 5-time All-American and a state champ, as so many of these wrestlers are multiple state champs right at the high school level.
Yeah, and Christiansburg is one of the best high school wrestling programs, not only in the state of Virginia, but nationally. Very storied tradition there, and this is just the latest guy to come out.
Is there anything you've seen through almost 2 here that gives an edge to either one? I have not seen anything to give anybody an edge, but what do you think, Ryan?
The one thing to watch here is that riding time. It's going to be key for Andy Smith to ride Nick Reenan for at least 6 seconds to erase that riding time, because otherwise Reenan escapes and it's a 2-point advantage.
Have a chance to do that, as Reenan will start down for the final period. And
caution against Reenan. A little bit of an early start there.
It's interesting, they took 2 seconds off that riding time.
Yeah, they'll need to get that fixed before they start, because the clock should also be at 2 minutes. So I think that's what the referee's waiting on right now.
Good shot of Reenan. 20-13, 2017, 16-6 in 19, 5-5 in 2020, 5-1 this year.
Granby attempt there from Reenan early, and Smith did a good job of staying behind and staying in control. There it is. He's erased that riding time.
But Reenan got that a point, so Smith still has some work to do here.
This is Reenan's specialty when he starts working those underhooks. He's also got a slick little slide by he likes to go upper body with. I'm sure Andy Smith has all that scouted out, though.
Of course, anytime during today's wrestling here, as we work toward crowning a team and 10 individual champions, anytime, Ryan Tice, we see NC State against Virginia Tech, we'll think about that regular season matchup, and it'll only be heightened here as they try to win an ACC title, where short of 2015, the last 8 to 10 years has been one of these two teams winning that team title.
Yeah, and on paper, I would say they are the two favored teams to be 1 and 2. So anytime they match up is going to be huge for team scores in this tournament.
Remember, we'll be back here at 1 o'clock as well. We still have the heavyweight, but just reminding you, when we do come back, we'll update you on the team standings, as it is a moving target, of course. 2-mat coverage on ACC Network Extra. Sean and Rock starting out over on mat 1. Dean and Ryan here on mat 2 with the score 3-2. Reenan on top. Riding time not in play at the moment.
Yeah, and Reenan got hit for stalling there, just his first. Probably not enough time to hit him for a second, so he just needs to hang on here.
Thrown down there. Reenan gets the nod, and Reenan gets the win. A slim one. Reenan 3, Smith 2. NC State. Reenan will now face Nino Bonacorsi in the semifinals at 197.
Welcome back to the starting lineup, Nick Reenan. He comes out, scores a victory in the first round. He moves on to the semifinals. He will take on, like you mentioned,